Hey guys, it's RebelQueen. Uh, okay. Uh, this dropped on Netflix yesterday, but I didn't have a chance to watch it until today, so here I go. Okay. But you guys may, I think it got brought up in the YouTube videos or on stream, so you guys may or may not know, but, if not, here it is. I'm a big Sailor Moon fan. Sailor Moon was basically one of the first anime I got into because it was like one of the first anime I ever saw alongside like Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. But and you're probably going like, really? Yes, because there really wasn't like at the time that was like one of the few animes that was being shown. For those of you not in the know, Sailor Moon was basically it's a magical girl anime, and at the time it was like one of the few anime that was being brought over here into the U.S. Well, anyway, yesterday, Sailor Moon Crystal Eternal movies part 1 and 2 got dropped on Netflix. For those of you who may or may not know, you're kind of going like, who are aware of the franchise, you're probably going like, Sailor Moon Crystal? Uh, okay, a few years back, Sailor Moon had its big 25th anniversary, and part of its big deal was, they were, okay. Sorry, he's wanting to be the on-screen kitty today. Well, anyway, part of its big deal was that they were going to redo the series, hence Sailor Moon Crystal. And now, for those of you who do know the whole franchise, you weren't aware of Sailor Moon Crystal, which I kind of find that hard to believe. But if you weren't, don't worry. It wasn't like anything. Like they weren't totally imagining the whole 90s series. Sailor Moon Crystal redid the artwork for the anime series, and they pretty much were going more by the manga. Like that was the whole premise behind Sailor Moon Crystal. They were actually following the manga more closely. So now fast forward it to Sailor Moon Eternal Part 1 and 2. Now we got through seasons 1, 2, and 3, which was basically the Negaverse, the Crystal Tokyo, and season 3 can basically be called a bunch of things. It can either be called the Heart Snatchers, Mugen, Infinity. It can be called a bunch of different things. It just depends on who you're talking to. And all of us were kind of going, okay, we're going to get the season 4, which is going to be the basically the Eternal season, the Dream arc, or as we kind of knew it when we were doing the 90s anime, the Super S arc. Well, that's where we kind of got our stalemate. It never came, and then we were kind of going like, what's going on here? It took a little while, but then finally we got like 2 years after that stalemate came, we got news that like, oh, instead of actually doing another 12, 13 episode run, they were just going to do the Eternal Super S season as in the Sailor Moon Crystal stuff as a movie. And we were like, okay, strange of them to do that, but okay. And then it came out that, oh, we're going to break it out into 2 movies. And it's like, oh, are they going to do one movie as the Eternal and then the other as the Stars? Well, no, they broke down the Eternal stuff into 2 movies. It's like, okay. Now, of course, as you kind of know, due to the whole pandemic situation, the Eternal stuff kind of got a little delayed. So it wasn't until actually in January and February that the Eternal movies got released in Japan, and it's like I said, it just dropped here on Netflix yesterday. So here we go. Basically, the first movie, it covers, I'd say if you remember the manga, I would say like the first two books, because if you remember well, sorry, I know I'm kind of stuttering, like, because basically Chibiusa's trying, if you remember from where season 3 ended, Chibiusa's has like, okay, I'm going home, and it kind of backtracks a little bit from where she's waking up, and she's like, okay, I've finished everything, I'm going home, and then we kind of go, oh, the eclipse is happening, and it kind of backs into that, but then they're like, well, there's too many people here, and then it kind of starts off from there where, okay, can't quite leave yet. But basically, this first movie is kind of going where basically Sailor Moon and the Inner Scouts kind of have to go through their power-ups, along with, of course, if you read the manga, Darien/Momoro, depending on who you're talking to, if you're going with English or Japanese, he's dealing with the fact that because of what the Dark Moon Circus is doing, because of his connection to the Earth, he's starting to pretty much be in pain. So that's kind of like the whole deal of the first movie, without going into too much detail, because I'm not going to spoil things like what the scouts deal with, and like how they actually get their power-ups. And then the second arc, basically, if you, again, kind of referencing the manga here, we get reunited with the Outer Scouts, and of course they get their power up, and of course, like, we also kind of like see what they've been doing since they split off from everybody from this third season. And then it kind of goes more into detail, like kind of what exactly is going on with all this Dark Moon stuff. And then we kind of get like a little bit more background, like what exactly is the whole deal with the Dark Moon Circus. And then we kind of get, and of course we get the big crescendo battle. But honestly, I felt the movie was good. They kept the soundtrack nice. We get the music from that they introduced with Sailor Moon Crystal, and then if you don't just like immediately go switch over, and if you or if you don't click away from it and you pay attention to the credits soundtrack, and if you're like me and you did watch the 90s anime, when it's the ending of the part 1 movie, you'll hear, oh god, from Super S, oh god, forgive me, I know I'm probably butchering the name of this song, the Watashi, it's that one ending song from Super S, where it's basically the ending, the city landscape with the grassy hill. Hold on, where's my phone? I had that. Okay, now forgive me if I butcher the name of this song, because it's in Japanese. Watashi tachi ni nari takute. Because they actually have that song in the credit scene for the credits of the first one, which to me that's understandable, because if you know the 90s Sailor Moon stuff, that song just fits for this particular stuff so well. And then going into the credits for part 2, oh god, I can't remember the name of the song, and I can't look it up right now, but it was like the la 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 never give up ganbatte, which is basically do your best, which they have that in there, and it's like I can't, so it's like they bring back into play the old 90s songs, so it's like, which is honestly a good move into the credits, so it's like, so I'm sorry, my cat is basically kind of forcing me off here, so it's like I gotta move. No. But honestly, both movies were good, and and I know they brought it to Netflix, but I'm really hoping we'll soon see DVD/Blu-ray copies of these movies, because when they did when it was the 25th anniversary stuff, and they were first doing all the stuff for Sailor Moon Crystal and stuff, they re-released the 90s anime stuff for Sailor Moon with new voice cast and stuff, so I was getting all those DVDs and stuff so that I could have all that. And then when the Sailor Moon Crystal DVDs were coming out, I was also getting those too. So it's like I want to be able to complete that collection. But also so it's like hopefully we'll get those announcements that soon those will be available for sale. But also this also kind of makes me wonder, since they've done this with Sailor Moon Eternal, are they going to do this with Sailor Moon Stars too? Are they just gonna, since they've done this movie for the Eternal stuff, are they gonna do this for Stars too? Which I'm kind of thinking they might. Considering Stars was only a 3 manga run, so that would only give them probably 1 movie to do. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. Because I mean, it was only until they did like this whole re-release of the 90s anime episodes that we finally got the Stars season of the 90s anime dubbed in English and brought here to the US. Because I mean, until then, you actually had to watch subs of it. Okay, I'm sorry. I love you, baby boy, but you're basically forcing me off the bed here. Our fur babies, we love them, but they just do so much. They just do too much sometimes. Especially when we're trying to do stuff. Sorry about that, people. But the animation was solid and the story was solid. I mean, kind of like I said earlier, Crystal kind of focused more on was more focused on staying true to the manga stuff. So I didn't really see a lot of. There may have been like one or two things that were different from the manga, like when it was in the first part, when it was the stuff about Sailor Jupiter and how she got her power up. They did tweak that story slightly, but. And then, along with another little part when it was Sailor Jupiter's story and her power up. But it was like just like little minor tweaks that can be understandable when you're trying to tell the story and stuff. Because I mean, you can't always go word for word on stuff when you're translating stuff over, so it's like it's understandable that you have to tweak stuff you have to tweak stuff over. So and then kind of going over into part 2. I didn't see too much of the story tweaking, but at that point they were into the big like confrontation. It was leading up to the confrontation and stuff, so at that point there wasn't really too much they could really tweak, because it was like they were leading up to the big climax. Because I mean, you can't really tweak too much when it's getting to the climax without really kind of messing things up. For rating, considering I have said I'm such a big Sailor Moon fan, without being biased, I'd have to go 8.5. Just trying to keep, without you guys going, oh, she's being biased. That way you guys can say I'm not being biased about since like I said, I am a fan of the series. I mean, but I mean, I think that's a pretty fair thing, even with you guys knowing that I'm a fan. I mean, it probably could be higher, but with you guys knowing that I'm a fan, I think that's a reasonable rating for it. And again, hopefully we'll hear some news on them, kind of on if we're gonna get like something with the Stars series soon. And hopefully we'll be out of the woods on everything else concerning this pandemic stuff soon. So, but until then, if you're not fully vaccinated, wear your mask, and even then, you guys do wear it, because I mean, a lot of places still require you to wear it. And if you haven't gotten your second shot, go get it, unless you got the vaccine that only required one shot. But guys, just be careful. I mean, just because I mean, we're so close to kind of getting back to normal. We just gotta take those few precautions and stuff. I mean, we're almost there, guys. No need to get lazy now. So, that's pretty much it. I'll probably have something new up for you guys soonish, depending on how things go. Albion might have something up for you guys, depending on how things go. He's kind of, as you guys know, he's doing his thing. He might stream a little too. You never know. So that's about it. See you guys later. Bye.